It's going to be a walkthrough video to show you how to solo this week's Nightfall, which is Omnigul. And I know a lot of people probably think that this is one of the harder ones to solo, but it's actually not that bad. Especially this week they have Void Burn on. That's pretty easy. They're kind of serving Omnigul up. When Arc burns on, that's when it's really tough because everything is shooting Arc in this. So I like to run up here. Oh, this sword guy came out early. So I have a shotgun on right now, Void, shotgun, I got Sword Breaker. I would suggest having a shotgun on just for the first little room here because those Sword Knights and Shanks and Invisible Vandals will come in. I usually like to come up here and throw a grenade at that right hand corner, but some heavy dropped. And here come the Shanks. The Shanks like to spawn after you kill a few enemies in this room, and here they come, and I'm just getting wrecked. And Arc Burn's not even on, and I got a solar primary, so just bust out your secondary. They'll come down on the steps, so just wait for them to come around the corner and just destroy them. And that's why I like the shotgun for the first few parts. When the Shanks spawn, Invisible Vandals will also spawn. I believe there are 4 of them. There's 1, 2, yep, there's 4. And this week, Juggler's also on. You don't really have to worry about Juggler, guys. Just be mindful about switching up your weapons to kill enemies. They'll drop ammo for you. Oh, there's a 5th one. I guess there is a 5th one. If light switches on, you have to be really careful with these Sword Vandals. They will come all the way down the steps, and they can hit you from a really far ways off. So just be careful. You can always retreat down the steps. Vandals will follow you down there. Shanks will follow you down there. The sword captains, they will follow you down there, but everything else will not. And here come the Hive. Once you take out a decent amount of Fallen, I'm switching back to Fatebringer. I just wanted to use that solar primary for Shanks, and it ended up shotgunning him to death anyway. So Hive will start to flow out, and this is helpful if you haven't killed all the Fallen enemies because they will actually do battle, and they're going to help take each other out, so you have to do less work as a solo. I'm going to start fast forwarding, you guys. The first room's pretty straightforward and pretty simple. You're going to have the initial enemies that are in the room. There are snipers off to my left, and there are snipers up top, which I haven't even shot at yet or creeped out to check out. And there will be the 2 sword captains. Focus on taking those 2 sword captains out. Those are the ones that are going to get you killed on this solo Nightfall. Once you take those captains out, Shanks will spawn. Take care of the Shanks and the Invisible Vandals. And then once you kill a few more enemies, the Hive will start to spawn, and it's going to be a buttload of Thrall. If you have Fatebringer, great, because that's basically crowd control. If you don't have Fatebringer, don't worry. Just get out your best primary. You can always retreat down the steps. Thrall will follow you down a little ways, and then they will retreat back up the steps. Along with the Thrall are going to be 2 Knights, or 2 or 3 Knights. I think it's 2 Ultras and 1 regular. Those dudes can cause a lot of damage, especially with Arc Burn on. And when she says push forward like she did about 15 seconds ago, don't push forward. A bunch of dudes are going to flow out of that door you need to go through. And a lot of them are going to be Invisible Vandals, snipers. There's an Invisible Ultra Vandal sword guy. So if you got rockets, I would pop a pack like I just did and just let it fly, guys. Once you finish clearing out all the enemies with rockets or whatever weapon you're going to use, make sure to look around the room to pick up any ammo you might need before moving on to the next area. Sometimes a lot of heavy will drop, sometimes not, but a lot of times I've had luck with heavy dropping quite a bit. So this next part is going to be a bunch of Fallen, and there's going to be some really dangerous snipers. So right when you come up here, clear out these first few guys that are right next to the door, and then bust out your sniper. You need to take out these Vandal snipers. These dudes are dangerous. These dudes will get you killed. Don't worry as much about just the regular guys. Again, clear out the door. Then I like to work my way around here with my sniper, staying as far back as possible, creeping out. There's the second sniper, and if you see those sword guys charging, that means that Shanks are about to spawn in this room. I was waiting for them, and there they are. You can retreat back down the steps the way I went. Shanks will not follow you all the way down. They will stay in that room right there or come up to this room like that guy is. He's kind of starting to creep in. Now, I don't know why they did that. Just because Bungie wants to get you killed when you're doing this solo. They're spawning enemies behind you, which will happen later with Omnigul if you continue to watch with Cursed Thrall. So Shanks and the sword guys will spawn. Just be mindful so don't get glued in on your sniper rifle when you're taking out those ultra snipers. Just be aware that after you kind of kill a few enemies and take out a sniper or 2, then the invisible sword guys and the shanks are going to come. So there's the third ultra, and the fourth ultra snipers over here on the way left. You can get them from the platform. If you're on the steps, I didn't really want to take a chance, so I'm just going to give him a little kneecap shot and a little groin hit, and he's donezo. After you take out those snipers, just work on killing the rest of the guys that were initially there around the door. No ultras or anything, so you should be perfectly fine. And then next, invisible sword guys are going to spawn again, but this time the shanks are going to be coming up the steps in front of you. They're not going to be spawning behind you, though I have had them spawn behind me twice. So just be careful. Bungie likes to cheese like that. So use your grenades, Warlocks, Titans, use your grenades. Titan, you could pop a bubble. That's always a nice little shield to have when you're soloing Nightfalls. I mean, the shanks, they do damage. They have ended a Nightfall for me many a times. And here we go. See, this guy just like teleported in here. I don't know what it is with this, the behind spawn. I mean, look at this guy. This guy almost takes me out. So just be careful with the shanks. Retreat if you have to. This is a longer Nightfall solo. It is not as quick as a lot of them. I like to play it a little bit more safe on this solo because it just takes a long time. It's not drastically difficult. Oh, and then they have this boner who's sitting up here. Like, who thought of that? Oh, let's have some guy at an elevated position and he's going to be behind him. I mean, I don't know who comes up with this junk. It doesn't make any sense that they'd have an enemy just chilling up there on that ledge. But hey, it's Bungie. They don't make a whole lot of sense. So make sure to take that guy out. Now, this first dropship's coming. Retreat. This dropship will kill you. This thing has ended many a Nightfall for myself. If you want to shoot out its guns, you can. You can shoot up there. I didn't waste my time. The first dropship is going to drop these 2 Ultra Sword Captains. Use rockets on them if you got it. If you have another teammate. I mean, this Nightfall is a piece of cake with multiple people. You're just going to fly through this thing. When it's solo, it's going to take a little bit more time. Here's the second dropship. It's going to drop off a bunch of Vandal snipers. So just take your time taking them out. I'm going to super fast forward here. You guys get the idea. Dropships dropping off new enemies. There'll also be a couple sword vandals, but nothing too difficult. They're not ultras. They're not going to take forever for you to take them down. They're pretty quick and easy. Here you see the third dropship coming in. Dropships for days. This dropship's going to drop off the same type of enemies as the last dropship. Vandal snipers, a few dregs, a couple sword vandals. It's basically the same exact thing as the last wave. You're just taking enemies out from a distance. Once you clear out this third dropship wave, you can start to inch your way further and further out. Just make sure to be careful because there will be some vandals tucked away in the back and a vandal sniper. They can get you. I like to use rockets. Just clear this guy out. You have to kill that ultra captain with the special name. I couldn't read his name from here. I don't know what the hell he's called. But you got to rocket him to death to move forward. There are going to be a bunch of invisible vandal sword guys down here. You can mess with them if you want to. When I'm soloing this, I don't. I'm just going to, yeah, see, there you go. Keep moving forward, find Omnigul. And you can retreat back, look for any ammo that might have dropped. You can kill these sword vandals if you'd like to, but I don't. I mean, it's like 75 glimmer, dude. Just move on forward. There'll be a couple dregs in here to your left. Take them out. You can kill the sword guys if you'd like to, but you're going to complete Eris's bounty regardless if you kill those ultras or not. It's just kind of a waste of time. You're running through all this BS super fast forward. Here's another dude, I think, trying to solo this Nightfall. I run past him, and now we're into the next room. Just shoot a few times at Omnigul. She'll scream out to spawn the enemies and then back up. There'll be Thrall, a couple Cursed Thrall. They're ultras, and then there'll be a couple Knights. Just fall back a little bit. If Arc Burn's on, this part can be a little dangerous because Omnigul might not go away at first, and her little Hyukit bomb can kill you really quick. So just fall back if you get into trouble. I don't know why that Thrall was in the room. The Thralls usually never come into the room. Maybe just because he was on my ass already. That's why he followed me in there. They'll all usually stay at bay behind the boxes. And then you'll have a Gun Knight come up. There he is right there. So just be mindful if Arc Burn's on. Titans and Warlocks. You know, Titan, you could pop a bubble. I personally would save your bubble, but you can if you need it. Warlocks, you got self-res. So Hunters, just be mindful you don't have a really good defensive mechanism like the Hunter or the Titans and Warlocks do. So just be careful. Once you're done clearing out this first little initial wave of BS, you can come up here and there's going to be a Hollow Thrall tucked in behind that. So just take him out so he doesn't sneak up on you and kill you. Toss some nades or whatever. And then there will be 2 wizards. Get them rocket launchers out. If solar burn's on, get the rocket launchers out. Arc burn, void burn, I like to use rocket launchers for them. You don't have to. You can pull back and your teammates and you can use snipers. If you're solo by yourself, you can use a sniper. But the wizards like to move a lot. I prefer rockets, takes them out quick and easy. Next, you're going to creep around here and take out this knight up top. That dude's annoying if arc burn's on, regardless of the fact that he's not an ultra, he can kill you. So once you take out all these initial guys, Omnigul's up top there, and unlike the Taniks Shadow Thief Strike, don't even waste any ammo on her, because even if you damage her, she just regens it all back anyway. She doesn't lose it. Now she's kind of being a piece of crap, a jerk. She's not letting out a scream to call the next wave of enemies. You need to creep up the hill a little ways before she's going to call them out. So just be careful. There'll be a couple cursed thrall. Just take them out. There you go. She finally screamed out. Now haul ass back. Get your rocket launchers out. There's going to be a ogre that spawns. There he is. Take him out. Void burn's on, so he will deal some damage to you. But if not, if there's no void burn, you don't have to worry about him that much. And then here come the knights. There will be 2 ultras and a regular. I am not very good at sniping, so I'm kind of on that struggle. But just kill these guys from a distance. They will not creep all the way in the back there. Now, if you come up here and antagonize them like I am right now, they will follow you back a decent ways, but they will stop, and then they will begin to retreat back. So just, again, kill these guys from a distance with a sniper, with your rocket launcher. You can use your primary as well. Void burn was on, so I was using my sniper. Once you take out those knights, there will be a few knights in the back. There will be an ultra, couple thrall. I know this isn't super fast forward, but you guys get the idea. Shoot everything from a distance. The boomers, they do have distance, so if arc burn's on, be careful of splash damage. The theme of this solo is kill everything from distance. It's exactly like the Archon Priest solo. You're killing everything from distance, guys. Get them snipers out, scout rifles. The easiest way, and the way I like to do for soloing Omnigul when you get to Omnigul, is to do the heavy ammo glitch. So if you have a gun that has the perk, expect to find more ammo, put that in your heavy slot, get Icebreaker on, doesn't matter what primary you use. What you're going to want to do is empty out your primary and also make sure you have no heavy ammo. This is how I like to do Omnigul. It's the quickest way. If you don't have Icebreaker and you can't do the heavy ammo glitch, that's perfectly fine. This part's just going to take you longer to do. So if you have a gun that has that expect to find more ammo, every single pack that you pick up is going to give you 4 rockets, which is awesome. So just creep out here. There'll be some initial acolytes you need to kill. And look at this. Heavy ammo's dropping everywhere. Now, I know not everybody's going to have Icebreaker. I don't know if you can do the heavy ammo glitch without Icebreaker. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But I think you need Icebreaker to have it work, because it's like the game doesn't think you have any ammo, so it wants to hook you up with ammo, because Icebreaker's on that regen type thing. Invective might work. I have not tried that, but it might work because it has the same regen perk as Icebreaker. So you heard her little scream. That means enemies are spawning. Look at this acolyte. He's stuck in the wall or something. So I'm going to fast forward again, guys. You're just kind of clearing out this first initial wave of enemies. And if you don't have Icebreaker and can't do that, it's perfectly fine. That knight on the back steps, whenever he is there and spawned, you want to focus on him and take him out, guys, because he's a pain in the ass, and he will kill you if arc burns on. That dude is annoying. There's also a knight to the left of me. You can creep a little further up if you'd like. There's a knight to my left right there. So when new waves of enemies spawn, those knights will be there. There'll be a knight to your left, a knight on the steps. There will also be a knight diagonally, but he's really far back, so you don't have to worry about him as much. So I'm just going to kind of trying to get as much heavy ammo as possible. I'll take this guy out with Golden Gun just to get rid of him. And I'm surprised that the Thrall haven't showed up yet. She did her little scream. Okay, here they come. So when she screams, a bunch of Thrall will come, and Thrall will come to this room, which is perfect for the heavy ammo glitch. Along with the Thrall will be a Sword Knight, and he will charge in here. It's not a Gun Knight. Here he is right there. If you need to, you can fall back. No enemies are going to follow out around that curve. And again, if you're doing heavy ammo glitch, the Thrall are perfect for that. You guys get the idea. Just clear out the initial wave of enemies. It's not too bad. Once you get enough heavy ammo or as many packs as you want, then go switch back to the guns you want. Void burns on, so I got Truth. And since I did the heavy ammo glitch, I'm going to use rockets to clear out these stupid knights. There's the knight on the door, or I mean on the steps. And that guy can lob shots down to that door frame. So here we go. There's another gun knight. A gun knight will spawn on the right as well when new waves of enemy comes. Well, he actually, I think, spawns on the left side of the room, but he'll come all the way around to the right door frame. There's the diagonal knight I was telling you about. You do not have to take him out if you don't want to. I wanted to just because I had so much heavy ammo laying all over the place. I decided I was going to take him out. So there's Omnigul. You're going to rotate back and forth between these two doorways to light her ass up. So there she is. She's chilling, and a lot of times she'll actually come towards you. Here she comes. Now, if you can't see her, you can wrap around to that other door frame, and you will know when new enemies are coming because she's going to scream out when new enemies are going to spawn. When you've done enough health damage, she's going to scream. There you go. She's screaming her lungs out, so you know that new enemies are inbound. Just fall back into the room and prepare yourself for Thrall. Here come the Knights and the Thrall, and Acolytes will spawn as well. You get the idea, guys. New wave of enemies. I'm going to start to fast forward here just a little bit. Not as quick, so you can kind of see. Kill everything from a distance. Take the Acolytes out. You see the Knight on the steps is there again. Use your sniper to take him out if you're playing with a buddy. I personally think this way is the best to do the heavy ammo glitch and kill Omnigul from down here. That's just my opinion. You can use the room in the way back if you would like to and have one person shoot while the other one revives, or if you have 3 people, a full team, you can have 2 people shoot and the other one revives. I like this way better personally because you can focus everybody on lighting her ass up instead of just 2 people or 1 person. Now be mindful, I did notice because you're using rockets and void burns on or solar burns on or arc burns on, and say you're just tearing through her and you're lighting her up, the game doesn't expect you to be doing so much damage so quickly that sometimes Omnigul will not scream and enemies will spawn, so just be aware. Don't be glued in on your scope. Check your radar every once in a while, and Wizards will spawn with her first new wave of enemies. That first screen, Wizards will spawn. Just light them up with rockets, you guys. It's pretty easy with a burn on. If no burns on, it's going to be tougher. It's definitely going to be tougher. This strike sucks with no burn on. But when there's no burn on, at least enemies can't do a bunch of damage. Like her little arc balls, man, those things can tear you up. Look at this. I'm getting torn up. And look at this. The Thrall, they're spawning behind. I'm glad I wasn't glued in. I always like to check after a few rockets, check my radar. And she didn't scream. So usually she will scream, and that will alert you to new enemies coming. A lot of times with the Thrall, though, she won't scream. I don't know if they changed it, but I have noticed lately that with the Thrall, she doesn't scream, which is kind of annoying. But hey, they're trying to make it a little bit more difficult. So just back up, and she hasn't screamed yet, so the new wave of enemies I thought might be coming. I thought I might have glitched out, but nope, they're not coming yet, so I got to do a little bit more damage. And you can see she's already past half health. And there she goes. She's screaming, and more Cursed Thrall are coming out. So the Cursed Thrall went early for some reason, and I think they went early because I've done so much damage. See, I think that it wants you to go, you know, a 4th of health, new enemy comes. A 4th of health, new enemy comes. A 4th of health. Whereas if you're doing this strategy with the heavy ammo glitch and you're just lighting her up with rockets after rockets after rockets, you are taking her health down so fast that it actually makes this strike a little bit, I don't want to say harder. It just throws more at you in a quicker amount of time, so you have to be careful that you don't get caught up on anything. And if arc burns on, you really got to be careful if you're running this strategy because everything is shooting arc in this strike. So if you need to, fall back. With the enemies on the left, you can also come up here on this little ledge. I like to use this ledge to kind of clear out the knights. There he is, the knight that will spawn on the left side. So just use this room to your advantage. I know a lot of people like that doorway, that little upper back room in the back. I understand if you like that way. I personally prefer to do the heavy ammo glitch and just chill out here the entire time. So again, you guys, it's same old, same old. New wave of enemies, Thrall, Knight, just be careful, fall back. I'm going to fast forward again. You get the idea. Kill everything from a distance. Titans, you can also pop your bubble in one of the doorways, and that will attract enemy fire on that doorway. So if you pop a bubble on the right doorway, it's going to attract the wizards that are there. Omnigul, they're going to be focused on that bubble, and you can swoop around to the left doorway, and vice versa. I would be careful if you're hugging this right doorway, because there technically is a knight right here up to my back right behind me. If you see on the radar how it's kind of popping up, he's above me. That douchebag sometimes will actually jump down and hit you melee attack. See, there you go. This is how the wave's supposed to go. She screamed, and that lets me know that the Thrall are coming from behind me. A lot of times, like I said, it doesn't, and you kind of get caught up. But that knight, if you hang out on that right side, he sometimes drops down and will melee you, and then he will teleport back up. So just be careful if light switches on. And look at this! What is this Ultra Wizard doing? I've never seen a wizard come this far down before. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, first time for everything in these Nightfalls. You never know what enemies are going to do. That's why you fall back, guys, because of BS like that. I've had that happen before where the wizard came down into the right doorway, but I've never seen one come into the room like that. So just be careful, guys. These Nightfalls, man, they like to screw you over if you're soloing it. Another fast forward moment, guys. I'm just clearing out the same wave of enemies. Knight on the steps, Knights to your left, Gun Knight might appear. Same old, same old. And here it is. This is what I was just talking about. That's that knight. Look at him. He teleports back up. Friggin' Hive got Pokemon abilities. Abracadabra over here. Alakazam teleporting all over the friggin' place. So just be careful about that right doorway. And then look at this. This boomer is raining shots from clear across the room diagonal. If arc burns on, and there's another boomer, he's off to the way left there, and you'll see here, this can happen where they just unlimited ammo, no slowage down of just BS flying into this room. This is when you got to be careful if arc burns on. Hunters, I would switch to Blade Dancer, go and Viz, creep out, take out one of the boomers, or you can just do what I did, which is wrap around the corner real quick and shoot, and that kind of pushes him away, pushes him back into that left-hand corner. That's where you want him. Look at this boomer. Just making it rain from all the way over there. All you gotta do is send a rocket, and that should push his punk ass back. Okay, I guess I gotta send another one. And that boomer's creeping back out. Just be aware, guys. See, I'm almost dying here. Whew! Almost died. Be careful, man. Be careful. These boomers. Dude's teleporting. Dude's just raining unlimited ammo. I kind of want to take this dude out before I finish off Omnigul. Nah. Screw that dude, who cares? There she is, she's almost dead. Let's make it rain. Just keep lighting her up. She's gonna scream with a little sliver left. Don't worry if she's at a sliver like that, just finish her punk ass off. And there you go, guys. We beat it. She's down. You beat it. Enemies are despawning. Hopefully this video was helpful and it helps you solo Omnigul's punk ass Nightfall this week. It's not that difficult of Nightfall, it just takes a long time. Let's see what my reward was. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, whatever. Have a good one, guys. See ya.